They made it all the way through the 10-week course, and they have successfully completed the course. And for a lot of our dads, and a lot of our men, this is the first time that they've actually been successful at starting something and completing it. And so for that, let's give them another round of applause. We want to have a moment of prayer as we begin this evening of festivities. If everyone would please bow your heads. Father, we thank you for this opportunity you've given us to come together and to celebrate the accomplishment of these men. Lord, we ask you that you would continue to bless them, keep your angels round about them, keep them from hurt, harm, and danger. God, we ask that you be with them as they move forward in life. God, let this just be the beginning of many great things that they will accomplish. We thank you. We give you praise, honor, and glory. And everyone said, amen. Amen. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you one of our assistant directors of the African American Male Initiative Program, that in the likeness of Olitha Wall.
So I'd just like to come up for a moment and say welcome to everyone. I'd like to start out by saying congratulations to the families, to the women, to the mothers, to the aunts, to the sisters, to the daughters of the men that are graduating, to the sons, because this is who we do this for, right? And thank you for sticking by us and providing us the opportunity to fail. Because I try to remind myself every day that I'm not perfect, right? But that's the beauty of it, because it reminds me that I need a higher power, right? It keeps me closer to that thing that I believe in, that causes me to say to myself, I need something bigger than me to make it through. So I'm honored to have the opportunity to welcome the graduates and the families of the graduates this evening. But what I'm really honored to have the opportunity to do is to introduce the speaker this evening. Back in July 1st through the 8th of this year, I had the opportunity to go to Wisconsin to 350 acres of unspoiled wilderness, right? This is the first time I had ever been in a situation like that, and I'm 45, I'm a city boy. We took 15 boys from the South Side who had been traumatized all their life, was 200% or greater below the poverty line, way out in the wilderness. Lake Eagles, right? We had the opportunity to go into a traditional sweat lodge. And it's very interesting, this opportunity, because the chief and his son and his family are ridiculed in their community for sweating with us. But in spite of the ridicule, they come every year out into Wisconsin and sweat with us and our children. Now, the very, even more interesting was up on a hill, there is an Indian burial ground, or a Native American burial ground, forgive me. And so in the shadow of this burial ground, we had the privilege of sweating with this man, this chief. We have a chief among us this evening. Our keynote speaker is a man among men. I honor him because for 45 years I've worn this uniform. And I know the things that it took me to make it to 45. I had to fight to get to be 45. Through the penitentiary, through the streets. And so I know in order to get to be this elder's age, who I affectionately call Baba, I can only imagine what his struggles must be. And I honor those struggles. The Bible tells us that it's young men for war and old men for counsel. A lot of times we're missing our counsel. But tonight, by God's grace, we have the privilege of having one of the finest counselors available. And so with that, I introduce to you Dr. Lewis E. Dodd.
I'm going to take my time. When you become an elder, you can take your time. Now, if you're an older, you can't take your time. Now, before we do anything at all, I want to thank God, first of all, for letting me even be here today. That's one. And then, I was thinking you got to be set up, but they're not there in the audience. Now, when I think about father to father and choose to change, you can choose to change to be a better father. You can choose to change to be a better son. You can choose to change to be a better husband. One of the reasons why I'm playing Joe, because Joe knows what a woman wants. Y'all know the song, right? That's what it's called. Anyway, so what I like to do first is recognize all the elders in this room. Because like Wall said, we need elders in our community to start talking instead of just sitting back and complaining. For example, if you at least 50, I don't see too many elders in this room, but if you're at least 50, according to our rites of passage philosophy, you are an elder. So if you're 50, be proud. I'm 75. If you're 50, at least stand up and be recognized. If you're 50. Wait. 1 second. 50-year-old stay up. Wait a minute. Now, if you're 60, if you're not 60, sit down. I don't even know why you got up. Now, if you're 60, oh, wait a minute. If you're 65, stay standing. Wow. Can I have your name? Yes. Mark? Steve? Virginia Newton? Willis Jackson? Now, yes! Now, y'all heard them? They give the true elders a nice round of applause. Thank you very much. Okay. I also want to give thanks to the staff at the Urban League. Ms. Hightower, you've done a fantastic job of putting the right people in the right positions. Because we need men, not males, to work with young men. All right? Now, before we do anything else, do me one quick favor. I'd like to see everybody, at least somebody from somebody's table, go to another table and tell them who you're here to see. Please. You got 30 seconds. You got to get up and go to somebody's table and tell them who you're here with. Come on, y'all. I ain't got time. You got 1 minute. Just tell somebody who you with. Okay, now that feels good. I'd like to come to a party where everybody know each other. Because this is a party. All right, now, it's interesting, this 10-week program, I had the opportunity to be with the guys in at least 2 sessions. And I learned a lot about them. You see, when you're with someone, you learn some things about them that's personal. And they shared a lot, but it wasn't easy. Because we started out understanding what trust was all about. And I had a scale that if you trust from 1 to 5, 5 means you have a whole lot of trust. Most of the guys in the groups had little trust. But after a period of time, it built up. See, when the trust built up, then all that poison comes out. The stuff that made us who we are. Now, I believe this. If you understand your life backwards, you can live it forward. There's a lot of things happened to us in the past that we have forgotten. And that's what my basic curriculum is all about. And it was looking at all the negative isms in our society. Whether it be racism, sexism, adultism. One thing about an ism, it's a misuse of power. Now, remember this definition. Power is the ability for me to make my reality your reality. That's power. And unfortunately, we got a lot of young men. Now, these guys don't know it, but I'm going to call on a lot of them who's graduating to work with some of the young men we work with now, that Mr. Walsh was talking about. In order to do that, we have to understand how we got the way that we are. Now, one of the things about isms, especially for the man, for men, I call it the man in the box. Now, if you think of what a box is for, a box stores stuff in. And there's some negative things that we don't want to hold on to as men. Now, for example, these graduates know this, but a lot of us, a lot of men in this room, including myself, have been dipped into sexism. Now, sexism is defined as feeling that you're more superior than women. Now, raise your hand if you ever heard of a man, not these guys, of a man abusing a woman. Interesting. Now, have you ever wondered why we got that way in the first place? The movies that we see, if you think about it, just about every movie out there is talking about violence in some kind of form. I can't think of too many movie stars who act like they got some sense. Now, if you think about movie stars, but how many of you remember a guy by the name of Hopalong Cassidy? Now, he was a cowboy. Now, I'm going to show you how this has been going on for years. I still remember the violence the Hopalong Cassidy displayed. Believe it or not, it was. Now, he had a horse named Topper. He talked to the horse. Now, also, Hopalong Cassidy had a great big old hat and it was white. And he could be on his horse, chase a guy, shoot 12 times with a 6-shooter, go beside the guy, throw him down on the ground, jump off his horse, and his hat never come off. Now that's a cowboy. The point I'm trying to make, this missocialization, this stuff has been going on for a long time, and what we do at summer camp is try to undo that. It's almost like eating an artichoke. You got to get to the heart, take the other stuff on the outside first, then you get to the heart of it. Now, how about this? To show you how this works and how we get put in the box in the first place, some of the men remember this, but I want, because everybody's not graduating, but I want men in this room to acknowledge something for a moment. I'm going to read off a couple things, and I want everybody, not only the graduates, but everybody to stand up if you ever heard these things. All right? How many men in this room, and be honest, please, stand up if you have ever heard you should act like a man. If you ever heard that, stand up. Okay, have a seat. How many of you have ever exercised to make yourself tougher? Yeah, thank you. Have a seat. Now, I like these young kids to young men because the older men are supposed to be setting examples. All right, how about this one? Please stand if you have ever been hit to make you stop crying. Have a seat. How many of you ever heard or said that if you don't stop crying, I'm going to give you something to cry for? All right, have a seat. How many men in this room, stand up, if you have ever been very depressed? I'm standing on all these. Have a seat, gentlemen. Now, how many of you have ever been in a fight, or were forced to fight, because you felt you had something you had to prove? Whoa. Okay, have a seat, gentlemen. The point is this. We try to talk about an experience, and these guys have done it. What it goes in that box, now I can undo the stuff that's been going on. For example, there are a lot of myths that men have about females. For example, I never forget, I don't know what class it was. I don't know if it's Choose to Change or Father to Father. I asked all the men in the room to stand up if they had male and female hormones. Now, other than the graduates, I would like for the men in this room to stand up if you have male and female hormones. Now, ladies, how many of you know the answer? Okay, now, I see a lot of men sitting down with their head down. You know what you're talking about. I ain't standing up on that. I'd like to take 30 seconds, and for each one of you, if you don't know, somebody don't know that table, or any table, tell somebody why they should be standing. Real quickly, I got 5 seconds. Why should you be standing? The graduates, you can help out. Tell them why they should be standing.
Because we got both of them.
We have both of them. Because you have a mother and a father, right? You have estrogen and testosterone. In fact, when you first conceived, you're a female. It's not until God said, well, I'll make you a boy. The testosterone kicks in. But at the beginning, you are a female. But because of the stereotypes and things we've been hearing about females, it makes us mistreat women. We got to stop doing that. For example, I know a lot of guys say, well, what about us? Yeah, I know we get mistreated too, but not nearly the scale of women. Every 5 seconds, there's a woman being hit by a man in this country. And every 5 minutes, there's a woman who should go to the hospital because she got abused, but she won't go because I love him. Or whatever. How many of you know a woman's been abused by a man? But that's going to stop with our group. We got a whole new wave of men who are going to teach younger men what to do. We're going to teach them this old Native American story about 2 wolves. Now I'm going to read this to you. One evening, an old Cherokee man told his grandson about a battle that goes on inside of all of us. He said, my son, the battle is between 2 wolves inside of us. One is evil, it's anger, it's envious, it's jealous, it has a lot of sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and an ego. That's one of those wolves. That's the evil one. Now you got a good one. The good one says, it's joy, it's peace, it's love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The grandson looked at him and said, well, Grandpa, I guess his name is Grandpa, which one will win? And Grandpa said, the one you feed. Now, feeding means when you don't change your attitude about things. You can change how you feel by how you think. It's called cognitive reconstruction, if you want to use that term. And the new information has made these guys younger, and they're hungry, and they want to be good men. But let me tell you this, man, I think what we have to do is remember this. There are a lot of things we should know about a woman, according to Job. And you know what? This is a collection. I do a program called the Reentry Program for restored citizens. Not X, not that. Because if you're restored, you're better than where you were. So that's the term we use. But I want you guys to listen to this. Some of you know and some of you don't. Let me put my specs on. I asked a question in one of my groups, because our groups are co-ed. What is it we should know about you as a woman? And here's the thing they said. What I want you to know about me as a woman is that I'm a nurturer. I need your respect. I'm not superwoman. I am not unbreakable. I need your strength. I need the truth. I was created to help you. I was made to love you. I am really the only thing that can strengthen you. I am strong, but I have weaknesses. It's lonely at the top. My heart can be broken. I need you to be my best friend. I'm not the same as the woman that hurt you. And it's the little things that count. How many women would agree that's what you want me to know about you? All right. Now, I'm not putting you guys on the spot now. If you don't know, all right, now, what do you think a woman never want to hear a man say again? Y'all want to hear him? Here's what they want to say. I'll kill you. I'll throw you in the pig pen. Now, the pig pen thing was a lady who lived in the country. Because a pig would eat everything. You'll never be nothing without me. The B word. Shut the bleep up. That's not my baby. I ain't got it. Don't ask me for nothing. You're stupid. I gotta make a quick run. I never loved you in the first place. You're my property. Say my name. Are you going out of the house looking like that? If you love me, you would. Whatever. I need some money. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Those are things women never want to hear a man say again. But guess what? When I did this at Wonder Groups, we talked about being an ally to women, to everybody. And here's what they said. What I need from a man to be my ally is this. To be a protector, a provider. And you guys done all that now. To be non-judgmental, to stand with me no matter what. To be trustworthy. Have a plan. Have a vision for the future. Know God for yourself. Forgiveness. Don't try to change me. Be loyal. If there's something there, be accountable. Be responsible, be consistent, and remember, little things mean a lot. Now that's what they said. So the point I'm trying to make is that we went through this and we talked about it. And then God internalized it. And if you want to change, you first got to be aware of what you want to change. Some of them don't know what it is. But this group talked to each other and they confronted each other about what you need to change. So once you're aware, then you have to try to do some work with it. In other words, first step is awareness. The second step is commitment. If you don't make that commitment, it's not going to work. Then you have to develop the skill and refine it. When you internalize it, then there's change. There are steps for all this stuff. And you guys have successfully done that. And I tell you what, they don't know it yet, but I'm going to really, really grab 2 or 3 of them to help me with the Simba program. And not only Simba, we also have a program called My Brother's Keepers through the Urban League. And we need men to work with these boys. Now, with that in mind, I only have about 20 minutes. Another 5 minutes or less. We also talk about the masks that we wear sometimes. At the camp, all the boys made certain kind of masks and so forth. Like, it goes like this. When I'm angry, I put on the mask of Malcolm X. When I need to show how tough I am, I put on the mask of Nelson Mandela. That's the toughest man I know, because I don't know anybody who go to jail for 27 years and come out and don't want to kill somebody. And he didn't. We talk about forgiveness. It's really important. And here's what's it. When I get into trouble, I put on the mask of Johnny Cochran. When someone talks negatively about me, I'll put on the mask, a sweet cake. Sweet cake is my grandmother. So we have to personalize it. So when they look at that mask, it reminds them of what they need to do. Now, I'll end it with this. I just want to say that I really appreciate the honor of being with these guys, and they know now they can call me anytime. Doesn't make any difference. Just because we went through this program, they can still call me. For 75 years, I've been getting a lot of resources in this town, and I can help you, and I will. I won't turn you back. And especially if you want to go fishing. Okay? Now, last thing, I said it before, I mean this. I'd like to have all the females to stand up for a second. I'd like to know, I like Luther Vandross, the song. I like the song, The Dance with My Father Again. Some of them may not because your father might have been in your life. I don't know. But I guess I want to ask you, before we end, if we have time, if I put that record on, would you grab a young man, your son, your husband, your boo, or somebody, and dance with about 30 seconds? Now, we'll see at the end if we do that. But for right now, have a seat. And again, let's give the graduates a nice round of applause. And they know I can get windy, so we're going to get on.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Joey Green. I'm one of the Choose to Change coordinators. And I'd like to recognize my co-facilitator, Derek Foster. For those of you who don't know, the Choose to Change program is a 10-week program that assists formerly incarcerated men how to become better individuals through supportive services and empower them to develop successful reentry strategies for self-improvement and change. For the last 10 weeks, Derek and I have introduced many different reasons why these men need to change their attitudes, their antisocial behaviors, and refrain from the use of alcohol and drugs. We've helped guide these men over, through, and around some of their individual barriers to begin setting realistic goals. However, our journey does not end here, and we cannot do it alone, nor can our graduates. They need our support. And as I look into the audience at some of our community partners and our graduates' family and friends, only with your help, we believe that these men can be a success story. And with that said, for the Choose Change graduates, please stand and proceed to the stage. Thank you. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our community partners, the City of Columbus, the Howard Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections, especially our top recruiter, Ms. Anna Turner, the Howard Commission on Fatherhood, the Center of Science and Industry, better known as COSI, especially Mr. Leonard Sparks, who's Master Educator of COSI, the Eastland Bowling Lanes, the Liberty Hill Baptist Church, Dr. Louis Dodley, the Columbus State Community College, Bishop Jerome Ross and his congregation, and a special acknowledgement to all the Columbus Urban League departments and initiatives that support the Choose to Change program. Share with me in giving our partners a round of applause. Thank you. Now, I'd like to recognize Terrence Brody. Terrence and I go way back. We was little kids, man, throwing rocks and just getting a lot of little mischief, man. We're here today.
And I choose to change.
All right. We actually used to borrow the neighbor's lawnmower and cut other people's grass, and now we're both in the lawn care business. Kenneth Casey. Man, Kim. Taekwon Crawford. Taekwon, he would call on days that we didn't have class, just make the, we got class today? What's going on? He always just wanted to be in class, man. Congratulations. Jasmine Dow. Jasmine, when he came to class, he just said, where's the employment? He just, where's the job? I need a job. I need a job. Work. Thank you. Tracy Evans. Tracy liked the program so much, he's bringing just people off the street. It was week 5, he was like, who is this guy? He with Tracy, all right, come on in. Kevin Ferguson. We had to peel layers back a little bit on Kevin. We had to peel the layers off, but he finally like, okay, I'm with it. Sir. Montel Goodman. Montel's another one that was eager to work. You're working now, right? That's it. Sure. Ricardo Henderson. Ricardo participated in every class. Didn't miss a day. And Ricardo, man, sometimes he can take over the class. Nice. Come on, Swell. Anthony Hope. Anthony was another one eager to work and get his life on track. Ryan Johnson. Ryan was like a philosopher, man. Sometimes when he started talking, we was just listening to Ryan. He didn't say much, but when he said it, it was powerful. Louis Lacey. He looked like she'd be running for mayor or something. Clean cut, ain't it? Anthony Lockhart. Anthony was another one of those. He didn't say much, but when he said it, it was time to listen. Sometimes a student becomes a teacher. Damiano Mack. Damiano, he was another one of those that just wanted to make sure it was in class, what time to start, you know, making sure he completes this program. Good guy. Charles Newton. Me and Charles been together a long time. Just to be a little transparent, I served time with Charles. And he's a heck of a ball player, basketball player. He used to be in the yard, and he would come and ask the older guys for advice on, you know, getting situations and try to get out of situations. Good young man. Randall Singer. Randall was another one of those that got in and took off, and you know, working. At one time, he was working 2 jobs. Antoine Stevens. Yes. Sometimes we had to stop the class to get him in the little image and had to separate him sometimes. Larry Thompson. Oh, shit. Samaj Thompson, I'm sorry. Juan. Yeah, you're on the list. Sorry. However, in the class, Juan, when he came home, had a ID situation where he couldn't even get an ID because when he left the institution, he had a little mishap, and so he can't get employment because he don't have ID. So Derek was able to call the institution, talk to records, and they made him a new ID so he can get a state ID. You know? So we're trying to work on that where, why do you give them an ID to walk the street, then they still got to go to the BMV to get an ID? It's just the two entities work together and give a person an ID out the door. Randy Williams. Randy Winnie that's Tracy Edwards' student. Can we give these men another round of applause? Choosing to change is not always an easy process. So why is it so hard to make changes? Most of the issues with change comes from within. However, the influence of outside forces can keep us doing the same old thing and getting the same old results. Believe this, these men had strong wills and strong minds who sometimes put others' needs before their own. They need our support so they can fulfill the roles of sons, fathers, siblings, partners, husbands, leaders within the family unit and in the community. Derek and I would like to believe that we have laid the foundation to a changed mind, to a changed heart, and most importantly, show these men that we truly care. For me, Choose to Change is more than just a program. It's a movement that should never stop. I would like to be first to congratulate these men on their continued success, and if you are committed to this movement, I'll still be here to help. Derek and I have chosen one person to represent the class on the topic of what change means to me. And it's always hard to pick one out of so many. So we're judged on attendance, class participation, and one-on-one interaction, amongst other things. Needless to say, this man is an exceptional individual who is employed, and at one time he held 2 jobs. He has 3 children that he loves dearly, and several of our sessions, he would tell men about other job openings. Without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Randall Singer.
How y'all doing? Like Mr. Green has said, I did 9 months. I came home on my birthday to my mother, my sister, my children, in the program. So I went through the program, started interacting more, communicating, seeing what was really available. Because a lot of programs offer things that they don't follow through with. But these gentlemen, they follow through. I ended up getting 2 jobs. I got 2 other ones trying to call. They keep calling me every day, so I can't do that. But it's a real good program, good honor. Got to know a bunch of guys, and look forward to the future.
I'd like to turn this half over to the Father program, Mr. Dave Llewellyn.
How's everybody doing tonight? Come on, let's just put our hands together again for these men. Amen. I feel like I'm at church. The Father to Father program is designed to assist men with becoming the responsible, nurturing, and instinctive fathers they desire to be. Also, during this process, fathers are educated on the essential role that they play in the development of their children. Statistics show and prove that when fathers are involved with their children and they're involved in their lives, that they're more likely to be successful across the board, academically, mentally. It's just when we're in the picture, their self-esteem is higher, they feel appreciated, and they feel valued. The program serves fathers of all ethnic, racial groups. Though we recognize that the disproportionate need in our urban centers will provide a major constituency for our work. The Father-to-Father cohorts are offered 4 times per year and provide 10 weeks of programming. New cohorts are launched in April, or in January, April, July, and September, with each 10-week sessions ending in the graduation and the celebration such as this. We serve fathers that are 18 and over, although we have had fathers that are teenage dads or new dads. We're really excited about programming that we have begun working with a partner in the city, where we will be serving new dads that are under 18 and providing them with the skills necessary for them to be successful fathers. So we're really excited about the work that we're doing there as well. The services that we offer are parenting skills. A lot of our dads want to be dads, but unfortunately they haven't had a father in their lives and they just don't know how. And so what our program does is it offers tools and strategies and techniques so that our dads can be successful nurturing fathers. So we're really excited to see the result of our program. Once our dads come through our program and they end our program, many times we have an opportunity to mend relationships with their partners. They may not have had a good relationship with their partner prior to coming to our program. So we've seen success with us mediating with their partners. To mind, one specific experience or event comes to mind. We have 2 parent and child bonding experiences every cohort. So what that is every 10 weeks we have a bowling with dad and we have a cosign with dad. And so what this is an opportunity for our dads to bring their children and their family and to come out and just have a good time, good clean fun. And it is a beautiful thing to see our dads spend time with their children, bowling, eating, listening to music, and just having a good time. And so we're really excited about being able to bridge the gap between parents, their co-parents, and their children. Parental rights and access for visitation are other areas that we help our dads with. Sometimes our dads are not able to see their children. Maybe their partner, they didn't have a good, they broke up on bad terms, if you will. And so a lot of times we see where dads are not able to see their children. So we educate our dads on their rights as a father, and we walk them through the process of getting visitation for the children. Steve is here with us from Child Support, who has been a great partner with helping us to get dads manageable payments. I tell dads all the time, we're not here to help you not take care of your kid, but we do want to help you get a manageable payment so that you can pay child support and work and still live. And be able to have some money left over when your kids do come over to do something fun. Parent and child engagement, again, that's the bowling and the co-side with dads is another event. It's a wonderful relationship that we've been able to establish with co-side. Not many of our kids get an opportunity to get a presentation on science, and even as an adult, I find it extremely interesting to watch Mr. Co-side do his presentation on science. Through our partnership and the work that we've done, we are excited to have contributed over $3 million back into the child support system through our dads that are getting jobs and going and paying their child support and being responsible dads. As I mentioned, I'm really excited about the work that we are moving into with our partners. Kim Dennis here from the Harmon Commission on Fatherhood, who has been an amazing partner to the Columbus Urban League as we have begun to tackle the infant mortality rate here in Franklin County. By show of hand, how many of you all know what infant mortality is? Amazing. So that is the death of a child before they reach 1 year old. And Franklin County is one of the leading counties in our country. I believe we're number 2. And so we want to make sure that we're a part of that conversation and a part of educating our dads on the role that they play in lowering that infant mortality rate. And so we've partnered with Ohio State, and we have partnered with Ohio Commission on Fatherhood, and we have a new partner that we're excited to announce in time to come, where we're actually going in and we're offering programming to dads and education to dads on the role that they play, not only in the child's life, but in the pregnancy of the child and that birthing process. And so we're really excited about the work that we're doing. We were talking around the office, and we are excited about AAMI because we touch every aspect of a child or of a man's life once they come through our program. So we're really excited about the work that we're doing. At this point, if we could please get our dads to line up on the right of us. As I mentioned, we have been given a tremendous task to work with these dads. These dads come to us, many of these dads, if not all of these dads, volunteer to come to our program because they want to be better dads. So why don't you put your hands together as they line up. We hear it all the time, but it is just truly a privilege and a blessing to be a part of this work. I never will forget the first session that I did with a dad. A dad came into our program and he had not seen his child in 4 years. And this was my first time doing what we call a one-to-one. All of our dads, we do group settings, but we also do one-to-ones with them where we actually have an opportunity to sit down with them one-on-one, and we're able to learn what their goals are for attending our program. And this particular dad had not seen this kid in 4 years, and he sit there and he cried, and it just broke me up. I just couldn't even deal with it. And so we literally cried together, and he just wanted to see his daughter. And so the work that we do is not a joke, it's not a game, and we as men do want to be better dads. We do want to be in our children's life, and we do want to be better dads as the days go by. So once again, give our men a round of applause. This work could not be done without my partner, Mr. Mark Dodley, who is a fatherhood champion in his own right. Mr. Mark Dodley, who has been with the Father to Father program since the beginning, since the very start of this program, and he is a phenomenal man, and he has helped hundreds of men become better dads. So if you could just put your hands together for my partner. All right, without further ado, the first father we'd like to come is Mr. Rashid Gabriel. All right. Ain't he clean? You cleaned up. Another great thing about our program, all of our dads get suits, and they get fitted, suited and booted for our program. Don't they look so nice? Mr. Cody Green. Mr. Terrell Lauderdale. Mr. Johnson. Oh, I'm sorry. Darnell Lewis. Mr. Mark McIntosh. Mr. Kyle Munyon. All right, I skipped over him. He got a doctor's signature. I thought this was an X. Isaiah Jackson. Mr. Brian Nelson Sr. Mr. Anthony Roberts Sr. He's the OG of our class. Another one of the great things I like about our program is diverse. We have middle age, we have wiser men. You notice I didn't say old. Wiser men, or as Dr. Dolly would say, are seniors, elders, I'm sorry, that's right. Marquise Robinson. Mr. Joel Terrell. He was unable to have his proper tire, but we still want to celebrate him. So can we put our hands together? He completed the program. He deserves just as much recognition as everybody else. So thank you, Joel. Thank you. Mr. Dwayne Warren. Last but not the least, Mr. Tim Welch. Come on, give it up one more time for all of our dads. Come on, we can do better than that. choose one person to represent the entire class, we'd like to have all of them be able to stand and say something, because I believe all of them would have something great to say and share with us. But we like to choose one individual from our class as well that can stand up and talk to us and tell us about the father that they choose to be. And for our class, class 33, we have chosen Mr. Dwayne Warren, who will come up and talk to us about the father that he chooses to be. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you to all the family and friends who came out to enjoy this moment with all the fathers and every man up on the stage. This program has done wonderful things for me. Better son, better dad, just all around, a better person. Every moment I get, I always speak very highly of this class. Mr. Diley, great mentor. Every day he was calling, every week, you're gonna be in class, make sure you're there on time, so definitely want to, thank him for giving me that support, and to my family who supported me as well. Thank you.
Come on, one more time, let's give all of our men a round of applause. If our communities are going to be better, if our communities are going to be stronger, it's going to be because of these cats right here. That's right. Well, at this point, we're going to call back up to have our closing remarks, our Assistant Director, Mr. Olitha Wall.
So again, I want to thank you all for coming out this evening. I'm just going to make a couple closing remarks. So I'm from Columbus, born and raised here, and I actually got this job by coming to the front door to go through workforce development. So I actually was on my knees one day. Well, let's back up. My wife came to me and said, times are getting hard, you're going to have to go find some work. Now I'm a restored citizen. Well, I love Dr. Dobbins. In fact, I'm going to even take it a step further. I'm a resurrected citizen because I was dead in these streets. It's just really only by the prayers of my mother and my grandmother that I'm really standing, right? So thank y'all again for those prayers, because I know that a lot of prayers are covering people up here on this stage. So I'm down on my knees praying next to a weapon. Lord, if you don't make some shake, I'm going to make some shake. Phone rang. It was the urban of the Hood. For real. I'm not making this up. They said, you want to work? I was like, God is real. For real. So I went down to 1111 Broad Street, East Broad Street, and then we was in the basement in a room with 50 people, men and women. And when I went in, I seen every notorious joker I ever knew. Seriously. I was like, this must be a Fed suite. For real, we all finna go to the joint. And the man came in and he said, we need credible messengers to go back into the community and talk to these young boys on the corners that's killing each other and banging with each other. And so they selected 12 of us. And I've been doing this ever since. But the thing that makes this so powerful for me is because I'm in the barber shop one day, and my brother, who I wrestled with in high school, one of the coldest dudes I ever knew, about 100 pounds, but just a beast. Lift 3 times his weight. Outlive any man I ever met. And he kept talking about this father-to-father thing. He kept talking about, man, I got my kids. Both his baby's moms was on drugs. He was like, I got my kids, man, I got my kids. Because every time he go, he go in the room and there's a mattress laying in the middle of the floor with clothes piled up all around it. And all his kids and his baby's mom is laying on the mattress in the middle of a room full of filth. And he would come in and he would go, "How are you, my children?" So he came through this thing called Father to Father, and he kept telling me, "Father to Father." I'm like, "Man, what is Father to Father?" So I'm honored to have the opportunity to come up on this stage. That man has all 4 of his children, and they live in a house that he recently bought right now because of the work that you see being played out before you today. Because of the work you see being played out before you today, I have chosen to change. Who knows who this next man is going to be? Who knows who's sitting up on this stage because of the work of Mr. Foster and Mr. Green. I call him OG Joe Green. If you don't know about OG Joe Green, he did 19 years. I hope you don't mind me sharing that, but I got nothing but love and respect for him. We did 19 years on somebody else's case and never opened his mouth. But it gets gooder, right? That's what my pastor said. It gets gooder. He came home and opened 2 businesses, owns a home, multiple vehicles, and he is true to this. He's true to this. So I'm telling y'all, we're here for y'all, and y'all know that because y'all have been around us. Y'all have been around them more than me. But please believe me, I relish this program. I love this program like fresh air. Because this didn't exist when I came home. I had to go to the thrift stores and sift through stuff to try to find suitable clothes, to try to go in front of people and say, "I deserve a shot." I knock on doors. Can I get a chance? No. Can I get a chance? No. Can I get a chance? No. Can I get a chance? Maybe. Excuse me? What you say? It'll be the best work you ever had. This is the spirit that we bring to this. So I want to do this again. Dr. Donnelly says something that touches me each time I hear it, and that's why I open with it, and I'm going to close with it. When God made woman, he didn't take woman from the man's head, that he would be above, she would be above the man. He didn't take the woman from the man's foot, that he would be below the man. He took her from his rear, so that they could be next to each other, they could be helpmeets, they could be equals. So I thank the elder for his wisdom. I want to thank the women, again, the daughters, the sisters, the mothers, the aunts, the grandmothers. Again, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for sticking with us. Because I promise you we're going to deliver on them things that y'all hope for us, and that y'all dream of for us. So I won't delay you. I want to thank the Most High for giving me breath and giving me strength and giving me this opportunity. And I want to thank all of you for coming, and good night.